Young's podcast. I'm Shay,
And I'm Dwight.
and we're here with another episode. How you been this weekend?
Pretty good. It's been a pretty busy week. And just to talk about what we left off on, DJ has two bottom teeth now.
He
So we just put
finally
that out
has
there.
teeth. Woo! We're super excited. They're definitely there. They're like halfway, if not more, out of his gums now.
Yeah.
And it's so exciting because he is like to the point where he's trying to understand what's going on. So he's trying to like, you ever seen an old person that wears dentures and they take their dentures out, but they're constantly chewing, but they don't have nothing in their mouth?
Yeah.
That's what our son looks like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's a perfect analogy there.
But it's exciting.
It
And
is.
he'll be 8 months in a few days.
8 months.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to have a 1-year-old, you guys. And I don't know how to take it. I don't know how to take it.
Yeah, he's growing up fast. I'm glad.
Ugh. I'm ready for him to walk, like to start walking, but a part of me still doesn't want him to grow up. Like I want him to stay a
Yeah.
baby forever.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Just a baby who could do things on his own.
Yeah, like hold his bottle and feed himself.
Yeah. That'll be good.
Change his pamper.
So, question. What is your definition of a soulmate?
Okay, so my definition of a soulmate is a partner that obviously you love, that you're unconditionally in love with, and someone that you know that that person is meant to be with you forever. And this particular person has been chosen for you already,
So when you say chosen, who are you saying that? By who?
but chosen by God.
Got you.
Like, yeah, flat out just chosen for you already. And that's the person that you do practically everything with. Everything.
Yeah.
Any and everything.
So would you say I'm your soulmate?
Absolutely.
Yay. I'm his soulmate, y'all.
Am I your soulmate?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
I think it's funny to say this because I used to like believe in fairy tales, but not believe in fairy tales. And like, I've always heard people say, "Oh, I fell in love at first sight," and all that, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I never ever experienced that
Yeah.
until the day I met you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Like, I remember the day I met you, and then I remember the day we actually, like, physically touched. And that was the day I knew, like, I'm in love with this man, and I'm going to be with him for the rest of my life.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just off a hug. Isn't that weird?
Yeah. And I remember the hug.
Like, first of all, I was shocked. I didn't think you were going to hug me or anything, so I didn't even know you were coming to speak to me. But when you
Yeah.
hugged me, it was like I melted or something. I immediately got real hot. I felt like these weird sensations in my belly, which people say is butterflies. And I
Yeah.
guess that's what it is because I've never felt that either.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I'm in love. Just off of a freaking hug. So yeah,
That's
you're my
good, though.
soulmate.
Yeah. You know, I can tell that we're soulmates just because of the amount of things that we do together
Yeah.
and the fun that we have together when we do those things.
Yeah.
And
I don't think we can really name maybe 5 things that we don't do together.
I can only name one. That's work.
Yeah. We do everything together. We shower
everything.
together, even though
Yeah.
Dwight hates scalding hot water, and I love a hot shower. I can't take no warm shower or no cold shower, okay? The water has to be burning for me to take a shower, and Dwight hates it.
I
But he
absolutely
loves
hate
it because I'm in the shower.
Yeah. 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 That's so. Okay. So a second thing, just using the bathroom. We don't use the bathroom together,
Yeah, no.
right?
I mean, when he says use the bathroom, it's not like he's on one side of the toilet, I'm on the other side of the toilet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but there we are in the bathroom together when
Well,
each
yeah.
other's using the bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah. We do end
So
up in the bathroom together.
there's
So not many things we don't do together.
yeah. No. And it's strange because in previous situations that I was in, I did all this stuff by myself. Showering, the bathroom, I closed the door, I locked the door. Like it wasn't until I met you, I'm like fully like out everything and I don't
Everything.
care.
Yeah. Everything.
Yeah.
Like it gets to the point where it feels awkward when we're not doing something together. Feels different.
Yeah, so sometimes for a perfect example, Dwight cuts grass, obviously. And so Dwight will come in the house and Dwight has really bad allergies, so he'll have to shower. You know what I'm saying? But he wants to shower because Dwight is a very clean man. His
I try to be.
he is very, very clean. He brushes his teeth like 5 times a day. If he could shower
Oh yeah,
five
true.
times a day, he would shower 5 times a day.
Yeah.
But he'll come in the house and he'll shower.
Hmm.
But it's so strange and it's so awkward because we always go into the shower together. And a lot of the times we wait for one another. So it's like if he's doing something, then I'll start doing something so I don't have to shower by myself. Or vice versa.
Yeah.
Like he's ready to shower, I'm like dropping whatever and I'm running to the shower. So when it's opposite, it's strange because we don't know what to do. And it's like he'll get in the shower and I'm like looking at him all somber, like, please wait for me. But he's like, I don't want to wait because I'm all sweaty. And then he'll go in the shower and then somehow I'll mosey my way on into the bathroom. And I'm
Yeah.
just standing in the bathroom while he's in the shower,
Yeah. Just standing there talking to me, or
trying to like come up with these random topics or like random reasons to be in the bathroom so we can talk. So like I'm not by myself and he's not by himself because it's just weird.
yeah, it's very weird. But I end up taking a shower later that night
Yeah,
anyway.
we'll
So
take
another
multiple
one. So
showers just so we can shower together.
yeah.
It's weird, but I
Yeah.
love it.
So what are some of the other things that you know we do together as soulmates? Would you say?
Um, I would say the biggest thing for me that we do together. Well, I have two. So my first thing would be that we pray together.
Yeah.
For example, like when we eat dinner, we always make it a point, even if it's just lunch or a snack, we always make it a point to stop.
Yeah. Every
We
meal.
pray together and we hold hands. You know, we're connecting
Yeah.
together as we're connecting to God. And the crazy thing is, like, when I was pregnant and we used to do that, his hand used to be on my belly. So after I had the baby and I didn't have a belly anymore, it was kind of like awkward because I'm like, oh, I'm used to like both his hands being on me, so it's a little weird.
Yeah. It's a little
So
different.
I would say praying, but then also I would say like going to the gym together. Like that's a big thing for me because I feel like the gym is therapeutic. I don't know if I said that word right, but
You did very therapeutic.
it is, and I feel like you have things that are mentally challenging and probably emotionally overwhelming sometimes given your career.
Yeah.
And same thing with me. So I think it's very powerful given, I guess I could say it's very powerful that you and I are able to go together and actually work out together and enjoy it because it's very rare. I mean, we go to the gym and we see couples come in together, but they don't work out together.
Right. And then there's not that many couples who come in together.
Yeah. Majority of them are like we don't know their status, but majority of people we come in they appear as if they're not with their spouse or their whatever. But there are a couple couples that we see, but they come together and they're like on opposite sides of the gym. They'll stop and communicate with each other every once in a while, but they're not like under each other. And me and Dwight were under each other. I would say I'm under him more than he's under me. Y'all didn't hear that. But yeah, we do like every workout together, every set together. And even now with us having like our own personal goals, I find it a little bit strange working on things separately.
Yeah. Rarely do we do that anyway. Like
Yeah.
hardly at all.
So what would you say yours are, if you have any? What things do you think we do together that make you feel like I'm your soulmate?
I think the two that you named,
Mhm.
most definitely. And then other than that, we spend so much time doing, like, I don't know, every activity together.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter if it's movies, TV,
Yeah.
I don't know, dinner, like every activity that we do, it's
Together.
together.
Yeah.
We will literally not watch an episode of something just because we want to watch it together.
Yes. There's okay, so in my previous situation, I was very unhappy. I was miserable. I literally would work overtime and find reasons to not be at home. And one of the things that I used to do, and I remember we talked about it, is I
Yeah.
used to find shows and just binge watch them. I would just find shows and I would binge watch them. And it would be like these series on Netflix or Hulu and things like that, just so that I'm not around that individual. Just so that I'm not having to have conversation or like find things to do with that person. So I would avoid that. And you used to do the same thing, right?
Oh, exactly. Exactly.
So literally now in our house, I can say the only time we sit and watch TV is during dinner and then on the weekends.
Yeah, so everything that we used to binge watch, if we don't watch it together,
We don't watch it.
we don't watch it.
Period.
So,
If your man ain't sacrificing his shows for you, then he don't love you.
oh boy. I wouldn't say that.
No, I'm just kidding.
But there's so many different shows that I used to binge watch
Hmm.
or that I wouldn't miss a week of or that I would fill up in the DVR and just watch it faithfully.
Yeah.
And now those same exact shows I haven't seen in years.
Right.
Like, for example, we were talking, I guess, a couple weeks ago, and I said, I need to catch up on Survivor.
Hmm.
Like, I was a diehard Survivor fan,
Hmm.
and I wouldn't miss anything, and I record everything. So we have our DVR here and here at home, and it's full, and I have to delete shows because I have years of shows on there
Yeah.
that I used to watch, like Big Brother, Amazing Race was on there, all kinds of Law and Orders,
I feel
uh,
like when you
so
and
many.
I first got together, we tried to find like downtime, but I feel like we had those shows that we used to watch together, like Law and Order, because we both enjoy Law and Order. But it's strange because I feel like as we've gotten closer, we've drifted away from watching shows. You know what I'm
We
saying?
have, yeah,
And I feel like before, for me, it seemed like I had more interest in movies and series and things like that. But now it's like I can't find anything that's interesting enough to have my time because my time is with him and my kids or our kids. And when I do find something that's interesting, I almost feel guilty to watch it. So then I come home and I'm like, babe, I seen this series. Like, let's see if you like it. If you don't like it, like, I'll just watch it myself. And that's what we do with each other now because you do the same thing. You'll be like, babe, I seen this series. I don't really think you'll be into it. Majority of the time, he's absolutely right. And we'll watch like maybe one or two episodes, give it a chance, and then if it's something I don't like, I'm like, babe, you can watch it at work. So now we just watch it at work when we're not together because that's when we're never together. But
yeah. So
I actually take that back because I do stop by the station a lot.
yeah, you do. So typically, I'd watch it like on my lunch break or something at work if it's a show or something like that that I
Hmm.
don't think she'll like, or she tells me just go ahead and watch it. Typically, that's something scary or with vampires or something like that that I like
Yeah.
that I know she doesn't like. But everything else
Hmm.
we watch together, and I think when we're talking about someone being your soulmate, it's not just the activities that you do together.
Hmm.
It's the connection that you have.
Absolutely.
It's you wanting to be around that person and being okay being around that person. Like you genuinely have fun being around that person. That person is your best friend. That
Hmm.
person is the person that you feel comfort around.
Hmm.
You want to laugh and joke around.
Hmm.
You just have so much fun.
Right.
And then on top of that, this is the person that are so in love with. This is the person that you want to be romantic with. This is the person that you know. Just just go through life. Just do anything. It doesn't matter if we just go to Walmart, go grocery shop. It's like
Yeah.
we just love to be around each other.
Yeah. I feel like it's almost like a craving for the other person, in my opinion, because it's like you crave just that person's energy, that person's voice, or just to know like that person's body or energy or whatever you want to call it is like right there,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. It's just it's that feeling that is a rare feeling, in my opinion,
Absolutely.
but it's a feeling that you can't really guess at. You can't really
Hmm.
gauge. You just know.
Yeah, because I feel like soulmates are two individuals that, how do I say this without offending anyone? Um, I wouldn't say they're two individuals that necessarily like how to look for each other per se, because I think people in rare occasions they may look for each other and end up being soulmates. But in our situation, that was different. We wasn't looking for anyone, nor were we looking for each other.
Right.
Um, but I think soulmates are two individuals that come together and they are brought together almost by like another like higher entity almost. And I feel like soulmates are two individuals that literally can't live without each other, that feel like something's missing when you're not together. Even if it is you're going to work and I'm going to work, it's like ugh, I still feel strange because a piece of me is missing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So again, yeah, soulmate is the person that you do practically everything with. You just enjoy that person. You
Hmm.
enjoy being around that person, and it feels strange when you're not with that person doing the things that you normally do together.
Hmm.
Like it really, really feels strange.
Yeah. How do you know when you've met your soulmate? Or what do you think is the first indicator that this is my soulmate? Because mine's for me was when I felt butterflies when we hugged. And I've never felt that feeling before.
Okay, mine's going to sound a little bit strange.
I think I know what you're
So
going to
we're beyond that point, right?
say.
We're beyond the point of butterflies and just beating and whatever else, right?
Yeah.
If I can drink after you,
Then he knows he's in love with you.
yes,
Yeah.
that's
But
the
don't,
first.
y'all don't be trying to drink after him now.
That's the first. That's the first step for me. If I can eat after you, if I can drink after you, if any and everything you do, I can do after you.
Hmm. You know you're in love.
Yes, I know that there's that connection there, and that's the first step.
Hmm.
And the things that I can do with my soulmate, I can't do with anyone else.
Right. It's like
No one
that
else.
rare connection where it's like, I'm only going to do it with you. If I'm not going to do it with you, I'd just rather not do it. And I'm not saying you can't be independent. You know what I'm saying? But it's just
Yeah.
like, I would rather do life with you than without you. And that's how I feel. I feel like since we met, I would rather stay home and just be under you than to just be out with, a friend or whatever the case may be. Like, I'm more of like, let's spend time together type of thing, you know? And then it's like, I'm like trying to blow your phone up all day
That's true.
because
That is
it's
true.
just it's just strange. I mean, people get busy,
Yeah.
and I think a big thing that I think people in relationships deal with is, when people have children and careers and goals, I think that connection and that bond that was built between the two soulmates, I guess you can say, kind of gets lost, or you know it gets lost in translation when you have kids to take care of, and you have, you know, variation about this and that and the kids and work and daycare and dinner and all these other things. So I think it's really important to keep that bond going, you know? Like I just feel like that soulmate bond is just a different bond.
It is a different bond. I think it's sort of magnified because if you found someone in your life that you feel as though is your soulmate, first of all, they have to feel the same way, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what makes that connection. And then on
Hmm.
top of that, you literally can do everything or nothing as long as you're together.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter career, it doesn't matter the kids or whatever else.
Hmm.
You will find time to literally be together while doing nothing.
Fun fact: that time for us is like after 10 o'clock, and we don't go to bed until like midnight or 1 o'clock because majority of our day in the morning is dealing with our kids,
Yeah,
and then 8 hours at work. Then after work, dealing with kids, trying to, you know, put in there for fitness, dinner, settling the kids down. So a lot of the times we don't sit down until it's like midnight to even eat dinner because just the busyness of our day. And then that's when we're actually able to sit down and say, "Hey babe, like how are you? How was your day?" Like, and although it's very late, I feel
yeah,
like I look forward to that time. And it's like because I love you and you're my soulmate and I want to do everything together, like I want to talk to you all the time. I would rather be dead exhausted going to work the next day, but in my mind, I would be happy knowing that I stayed up an extra hour or two so we can keep that bond going. And I really think it's important, especially when there's new babies involved. Like, we just had a baby,
yeah,
and all our time has literally been devoted to our baby.
yeah, true,
Yeah,
true. So we take advantage of those times that we are either up late
yeah.
or we just squeeze time in there and we're literally just sitting around talking.
Hmm. And I
Or,
remember one time, like before, I want to say before we had our son, and it was a snowstorm. You remember that?
yeah,
We literally did not leave the house all day. We didn't do anything other than sit on our couch and cuddle and watch movies. And it was the best day ever.
yeah,
Like, it was so much fun. And now it's like, we're to that stage where we're like, babe, you want to have a movie night? We don't even make it past like the first 30 minutes before we're both asleep. Like,
yeah,
our
yeah.
relaxation time as parents now or our bonding time is sleeping.
It is. It
Or just
definitely
laying
is.
back and just like, oh my gosh. Like it feels so good to put them kids down 10 minutes early and just be able to sit down. It's just weird, but I just think the whole soulmate thing is something that does exist and I didn't believe it until you and I got together. I
Yeah,
always thought like that feeling couldn't it wasn't possible for two people in a relationship to actually have that much love for one another. Although my parents were married for like 53, 54 years when my mom passed away. So it wasn't like I didn't have that example, but I just didn't believe, maybe because I didn't feel it, that it just didn't exist until I met you. And I'm like, I want to eat, sleep, wake up, whatever with you. Like, I don't want nothing else, anyone else. Like, this is what I want to do.
yeah,
And that's how I knew.
yeah. And I think with soulmates, there's another layer to that. Yeah, I think it's that person that actually can finish your thoughts.
We do that a
That
lot.
person that knows what you're thinking and is literally already doing what you just thought should
Hmm.
be done. That happens all the time with us.
It's so weird because you and I can be in different places and be thinking the same thing.
The
Perfect
exact
example, the
same
other
thing.
day, I left work early because I had a half a day, right? And in my mind, Dwight had asked me, not in my mind, but literally over text message, Dwight had asked me, what am I going to eat for lunch? And at the time, I didn't know because nothing in the cafeteria at work looked, appetizing to me. In
Yeah.
my mind, I'm thinking, well, maybe I can ask him to go to this specific restaurant, and I'm thinking of arenas. I'm like, that would be so cool for us to just be able to go to lunch together. We haven't really been able to like just stop our day and do that. And by the time I was walking out of work, I didn't say anything to Dwight about it because I knew that he's just been busy with work. So I wasn't even going to bother him. I was just literally just going to go home and eat something. And by the time I got to my car, he texted me and was like, "Hey, come by work. Like, I'm going to take you out to lunch or go to arenas." And I was like, how did he know that that's exactly where the freaking place was in my mind? And it scared the living daylights out of me because we do that so often where
Yeah.
I'll do something and he'd be like, "Babe, how'd you know I was going to do that? Or how'd you know I was thinking that?" I'm like, "I don't know."
Yeah.
Like, it's just,
We do that quite often.
yeah. But I
And
love it.
and what was your reply to going to lunch?
What?
What was your reply? What did you reply back to me?
I think I said, I don't remember.
I think you said like yes with a bunch of
Oh,
exclamation
yeah. I was
points or
like, yes.
something,
I was
right?
like, I'm on my way right now. I'm leaving work. Like, I was so excited because it really blew my mind because I'm like, this man got to be like in my mind somehow for him to know. And it's the exact spot. It wasn't like you was just, "Oh, babe, come by here. I'm going to take you to lunch. We'll figure it out when you get here." It was, "No, hey, babe, come by the station. I'm going to take you to arenas." And I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's the other layer that
Yeah.
I'm talking about. Like that person knows you inside and out, and
Hmm.
you can almost finish each other's thoughts and sentences, and
Hmm.
you just flow.
Yeah.
So you you work together so well. You have teamwork when it comes to the kids.
Yes.
Like when it comes to just about everything in life, it doesn't matter if you're getting ready for the gym. It doesn't matter if you're getting ready to go to church. If you're getting ready to go out to dinner,
But I
going to
think
go
the
to a
most important
party.
thing is it doesn't have to be asked.
Right.
It's not like you're getting, like, for example, during the week it's very difficult for us sometimes to kind of find time with the kids and going to the gym. So our aunt niece, she always is available to help us with the kids, and majority of the time we're getting off for work, we're rushing, we're packing this, we're packing that, but it's not like I come home from work and I'm like, I'm just gonna sit here and put my feet up and watch Dwight pack all this stuff with the baby, with the other daughter, like just everybody just kind of all over the place, and I'm just sitting here chilling. No, it's like we're both
Yeah.
doing things without having to be an ask. Even something so simple as putting ice and water in the water bottle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
We're already thinking what each other's thinking, and
hmm,
one's doing one thing, the other's doing another thing, and we don't even have to speak about it.
nope, it just happens.
It just happens. So that's just another layer that I think about when I think about soulmate and a person
Hmm.
not in your mind, but kind of
In your
in
mind.
your mind, having
Hmm.
the same thoughts as you, having the same interests as you, having
Hmm.
the same level of I don't know, the same level of just enjoying doing the same type things together.
Hmm.
And I think when you find that person that you could literally do anything together and have fun.
Yes.
You can literally just sit and laugh
Hmm.
at whatever random thing for any length of time
Yeah.
and just be on the same page.
Hmm.
It's just that simple. And when you have that much fun and that much connection with a person, and you are that in love or attracted to a person, and it just flows,
Hmm.
that person is probably your soulmate.
Your soulmate, and you don't even know. You don't even know.
Yeah,
And I think, like, I don't know. I just am a firm believer that it can happen, and it happens sometimes when you least expect it, when you're not looking for it. And, you know, I say if it happens, let it rock. You never know what can come out of it. You know what I'm saying? And um, I just think a lot of people take things too serious. There's so many people that have lists and this and that, and it's like, don't lower your standards, but like, if higher powers are literally placing a person in your life,
Yeah.
there's a reason, you know? And like we said in the other episode when we talked about how we met, you and I both lived in Milford and we never met each other until that day,
Yeah. The
you
very
know?
first time.
So I believe in that. I believe in love at first sight now. And I believe that you are my soulmate. And I am so glad that it's you
Well, thank you.
and no one else.
And I feel the same exact way
Yeah,
from the first time that I saw you.
yeah,
I knew.
yeah. That's good.
Definitely. Pleasantly surprised once we pursued a relationship because most of what we encountered in the beginning was just unsaid. It
Yeah,
just it just flowed. We didn't even have to really talk about it or
yeah,
ask questions
yeah,
or say, "Will you be my girlfriend? Will you be my boyfriend? Will you do this? Will you do
yeah,
that?" It wasn't
yeah.
any of that.
I
It
feel
was
like,
just so natural.
yeah. And I feel like the way things played out, I feel like although it was difficult, it was fun. Like, it was great.
Yeah.
And I feel like the outcome and whatever happens in the future, it's like very exciting. Um,
Yeah.
just because the way things have just flowed naturally. And in the beginning, we were like, well, how are we going to do this? Or, you know, we had all these big goals for us and our relationship. And now, you know, being so many years in, you look back and you're like, this is literally things that we were just talking about at one point in the car, you know?
Yeah.
Or, you know, we were just saying this a couple years ago sitting on the beach, you know, talking about certain things. And it's like, to see certain things into fruition is kind of crazy and a little like wow, like we came so far, but it's still exciting, you
Yeah.
know. And I think the best part is to be, you know, years into a relationship and not feel like the love or that connection is fading. And you know, that's how I feel, because I feel like once, you know, you kind of feel like that soulmate connection is gone, it's like gone.
Yeah. And I don't even know if that connection can be gone.
That's true.
I don't know if the soulmate connection can be gone. If that person is your soulmate, I don't know
Mhm.
if it disappears.
Yeah.
I don't know if it goes anywhere.
Yeah.
I think it's a different kind of feeling as opposed to, just being in a relationship and you loving that other person.
Mhm.
Because sometimes that love has limitations.
Yeah, that's true.
And you feel a certain way about a person, but you don't want to do this with that person. You feel a
And
certain kind of way about a person,
yeah,
but that person annoys you because of this, because of that, or
yeah,
you don't want to experience this with that person.
yeah,
And to me, when you're with your soulmate, you don't have those feelings about that person.
yeah. I think the weird thing is about like a soulmate is like I feel like if it's a regular relationship or a regular whatever you label it as, and you have a disagreement, if you want to be away from that person and not like still loving on that person, I don't think that's your soulmate.
Yeah,
I think like I don't know how to explain it because it sounds bad, because I'm not saying like the person you're with isn't the person you should be with. You know what I'm saying? Like
right. Yeah,
I'm not saying that y'all are not meant to be together, but I'm saying that there are relationships out here that are on deeper levels. You know, not everybody's relationship is on the same level. And some people don't know what that what that like higher level of a relationship is because they've never experienced it.
yeah, that's
They
true.
just experience, oh, I'm in love with you and you're in love with me. But what does that mean? Does that mean I love you and I'm here for you and I want to make sure nothing happens to you and we depend on each other and we have maybe an intimacy connection or maybe just like a couple things that we have in common? But for me, I feel like a soulmate is kind of like we can have a disagreement, but I still want to like cuddle with you and watch TV. Or we can have a
Yeah,
disagreement and I still want to take a shower together. I still want to be around you and almost still conduct ourselves the same because I still don't want to be apart from you even though we're not agreeing.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. And it's definitely different. And I hadn't experienced it before you, and I think that
I haven't either.
it's just a rarity. I
Yeah.
think it's just a rarity when you have that kind of connection, and it's a blessing,
Mhm.
and I'm very thankful for it. Um, just simply because it's just a better feeling
Yeah.
to know that you have this person that no matter what you can do anything with,
Mhm.
like literally anything with.
But I think it's also, at least for me, like to have that feeling of I want you here and I want you around. Like we may have disagreed in the day, but I still want to go to bed together. Like I want you beside me. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? And to be in a relationship where that person wants you there, it's the best feeling.
yeah,
Like it really is. It's different, you know? And it's like it's just this like really heavy but good feeling. Like you get overcome with like emotions but positive emotions because you know no matter what, like y'all connected and it's not just in one area. To find somebody that you can connect with in every area and to have areas that you both are like, okay, well, maybe I need to grow in this area or whatever, but let's do it together.
yeah.
That's big. And it's like, once you have that, at least for me, I don't want to lose that.
Right.
Like, I want to keep it close to me because I have friends and I work in a medical facility where women are. And I hear conversations all the time of, I want to find a man that is this or that is that or that I connect with on this level, on that level. And it's so strange sometimes hearing it because it's like, well, you don't have that conversation or that connection with your partner,
Right. Yeah.
you know? And it's like, although before I never had that, so I was saying those same things probably at that time.
Yeah.
But now I'm like my person that I'm in a relationship with is like my best friend,
Right.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. And it goes beyond that.
Hmm.
It's to the point where you might be around others that are doing something by themselves because their partner doesn't want to do that or their partner
Yeah.
doesn't like that.
Yeah.
They're not interested in that or what have you. And I can tell you, from experience, when you're with your soulmate, there is no lack of interest in what your soulmate wants to do.
Hmm.
You're doing it with them.
Hmm.
And it's not one of
Just
those
like you
things where you
going
don't
into
want
the
to.
makeup store with me. You don't want to,
Just like me going into the
but
makeup
you're
store with
going
you.
there with me.
I will go in there with you.
Yeah. And it's such a good time.
and
Yeah.
it's not and it's not a drag, and it's not,
Hmm.
oh, here we go, or nothing like that. I'm like, okay, you want to go in? All right, let's
Hmm.
go.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like we talked a lot, and I feel like count who can comment in the comments below how many times we said the word soulmate. I want to know if somebody can actually count it because we said it a lot.
We said soulmate a lot.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's fine because it's a topic.
yeah.
Um,
It's actually a great topic.
it is a great topic, and I feel like nowadays, like real love and a real genuine relationship is like almost non-existent nowadays with the generation now.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. And with the older generation, I have some aunts and uncles that have been married, or have been together for decades and
Hmm.
decades and
Hmm.
decades. And, I would imagine that they would consider themselves, soulmates,
Yeah.
because they do so many things together,
Hmm.
and there's a couple of them that pursue God together,
Yeah.
which is very, very big. And any and everything else in life
Yeah.
they've pursued together. So I would imagine they feel that same way about each other, that they're
Hmm.
soulmates, and they
Yeah.
continue to grow together. And
But I think the
that's a
important
great thing.
thing, like you said, is growing together. Because, we're not just highlighting the good things that come out of you having this soulmate. Because in every relationship, you're going to have disagreements. In every relationship, you're going to get frustrated. There's going to be things that are said that maybe you don't like. You know what I'm saying? And it's about working through that and growing together, but keeping that bond strong. You know what I'm saying? You see somebody that's been in a relationship or in a marriage for over 53 years, and you mean to tell me you think that they didn't go through a time in that relationship or that marriage? Like,
Yeah.
that's just not realistic. You know what I'm
True.
saying?
True. That's
And it's
true.
like my parents always kind of carried a philosophy of if it's worth fighting for, fight for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Regardless of your feelings or your pride or whatever the case may be, like if it's what you want, fight for it. You may not get it right the first 5 times, but if you keep trying, eventually you'll get it right. You know what I'm saying? And some people don't understand the value of trying because you can bounce from this person to that person to this person, but what are you really getting from it? You know what I'm saying? And what are you really building? You're just bounce, 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 bounce. And I think a lot of people in this generation, that's what they do. Their standards are set so high that a lot of times they're neglecting to take that time to self reflect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think those relationships that last so long is because they're willing to put up that fight and self reflect. You know what I'm Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I think that when you do find your soulmate, and your soulmate is not based on, I guess, a handwritten piece of paper of
Mhm.
traits or standards that you've set
Mhm.
for what you want in a person or what have you, when you find that soulmate, you won't need all that.
Mhm.
And I say fine, but I don't really mean fine. When you and that soulmate cross paths,
Mhm.
however kind of way,
You'll know.
you'll know. They'll know.
Yep.
That list is not needed. The standards are not needed because everything that you want is already in that person. Everything that they want is already in you.
Mhm.
And you two just complete each other.
Just take the time to reflect on who you are and what you bring to the table, but just also don't have these high expectations or these long lists. Because sometimes you having these lists, you may miss out on a blessing. And I'm not by any means saying don't have standards or don't have things that you may want in, you know, whoever you're pursuing. But if you don't want to be with this person because they got a crooked toenail, then maybe there's something wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? And it's a little crazy. Some of the standards that are set nowadays, you know? And
Yeah.
it's like, oh, if you can't buy me this whatever, we can't be together. Well, then we can't be together. Because that's not what any relationship should be based on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. And I think in the process of all that, you may actually miss a chance at your soulmate. And like we said before, it's a great feeling to have someone that completes you, have someone that you have so much fun with, you have so much in common with, and you love spending time with. That's a
Yeah.
very important thing to have. And,
Yeah.
I would just say don't block your blessings, and having a soulmate is a blessing.
Yep. And also invest that time and energy into your soulmate or into that person that you believe is your soulmate because only good things will come from it. And I think for me, I've learned or I'm trying to learn to put my pride aside in a lot of situations. And it's okay to be wrong. It's okay to not be the person that, always has to get the last word in or say something or whatever. Like, soulmate is 50-50. You give, I give. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, not every relationship is going to be perfect. Not every time is going to be kumbaya. But it's about putting in that work because it's a relationship you want to be successful. And I think that's a major thing that a lot of people fail to do.
Yeah,
You know, you can't say it's a relationship you want and then not try, you know?
yeah,
So I don't know. But we want to give a shout out again, and I'm going to keep doing it until maybe we get 1,000 subscribers. But I want to give a shout out to everyone who has taken the time out to support us. We definitely appreciate it. We thank you to every subscriber that has subscribed. We thank you to every follower who has followed our social media platform, which is Instagram, which is always located in the description box down below. We thank you for all the interactions, all the comments, and we will continue to bless you guys with these episodes every Tuesday.
Absolutely. I think we're signing off.
Peace.